So all this time, I did not know the sound. I've been talking for a whole girl. I am so mad. Y'all cannot hear me. So, girl, can y'all hear me now? The same thing happened yesterday. Y'all can hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Okay. Honey, see, this is the crazy part. So on here, if you in a different screen clicking stuff, you can't see the comments. Okay. And my dumb ass and I realized I had not cut on the speaker. Girl, the same thing happened last night with Love at the Lockup. So I'm so happy that today y'all cannot hear me. But as I was saying, I'm gonna cut that part out when I edit the video. Because who wants to sit for all that time and not hear me talking? But let that be. Anyway, as I was saying, okay, a lot is going on with Karen Civil on social media, and most of the stuff I'm confused with too. Most of the stuff I was like, what? Who? Karen Civil, Jessie Woo, Jason Lee, Joyner Lucas, all these people or whatever. So, because I was confused, I'm like, let me try to unconfuse people too. So again, I do not want to be on here long because so many shows come on today on Sunday that I have to get to. Okay, but I have the basics. But y'all, as I was saying, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Like my channel. Like the video. Okay, I could not see y'all comment because I was in this different screen clicking on stuff. And follow me on social media at J_Lees_Corner on IG, and then JayLeesCorner on Twitter. Honey, I'm like, that is so crazy. But so Karen Civil, where's my little thing or whatnot? So we have Karen Civil, Joyner Lucas, guy up top, Jessie Woo right here, Jason Lee down here. Okay, so these are the basic people who are complaining about Karen right now. Now, I kept on thinking, I've always heard Karen's name in the industry over the years. I never quite knew what she did or what her job was. So the Jasmine brand said that Karen Civil is a social and digital media marketing strategist. Okay, that is supposedly her job and whatnot. I'm just gonna say okay. So what that means is she can help people move around the industry, whatever, get social media attention or whatever, to help them pop more and more. So that's basically what it is. But she's been around for a long, long time. Yeah, no one knew what she did, and even with that job title, it's like it could still be a lot that she don't do or that she do that we do not know. Okay, yeah, she gonna have a whole long weekend. Okay, a whole long weekend because, and this is the crazy part, not a lot of blogs initially was covering what was going on. Mainly because some of those same blogs have connections to her. They have relationships with her. And that's the hard part about being in the industry, is when you are connected to somebody, when something happens, you have to decide how to cover the story or to cover it at all. Okay, and again, I have not seen that many blogs jumping on the story, how usually they jump on stories. Okay, that title sounds fake. I don't know what that means. I don't leave it alone because I don't want to cut somebody off too soon. Anyway, but my point is, her title. I thought you mean my title. I'm like, what, my video title? I'm like, I'm like, what? What you mean her title? So I get it. Because I was like, wait, what? So, it'd be too much. Karen skimming. That's what they say. Okay, but let's get into. So it kind of started with Jessie Woo. Now I have basic breakdowns, okay, that I got from the Shade Room. Okay, because she meant Karen's title as a social media branding, blah 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 blah. That sounds fake, and it does, but it's fine. But because it was so much going on, I wanted to get the basic shit of what went on. So Jessie Woo. This is the basic thing that would happen with them, okay? Because she came out first. Jessie Woo maintained her claims about Karen Civil, stating that she was bullied and had her account taken down by Karen. She maintained that she won the slander defamation lawsuit against Karen. Karen said that Jessie did not win the lawsuit and that all of the claims of slander were thrown out. Karen says she wanted to help Jessie as a fellow Haitian woman, but received character assassination instead. Karen maintained that her defamation lawsuit against Jessie Wu was still moving forward. So, Karen called Jessie Wu, okay, to an event, supposedly invited her to this event under false pretenses to serve Jessie Wu with a lawsuit suing her for $3 million, saying that Jessie Wu was saying derogatory things about her, and so it was defamation of character. So that was what was going on between Karen and Jessie. Okay, so in the court proceedings, Jessie Wu was saying she posted on her social media, where's her little post? Because it's just so much. This is Jessie Wu's original IG post of her saying, earlier this year, Karen fake booked me using a non-existent company in order to obtain personal info. Served me with a subpoena. No, I'm sorry. Served me with an extortion case for the sum of $3 million out of fake booking. They had it recorded in order to pass the video around the industry. Today, ahead of our hearing, the Superior Court of California sided with me, and I want to thank my attorneys, blah, 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 blah. I look forward to my check being cut by Miss Uncivil. Her live today, where she pressed about Haitian women empowerment, was no coincidence. She's a loser. She lost. She's scrambling, run me my coins. Okay. Now, again, that was Jessie Wu saying. She tried to sue me for $3 million. So that's what she said. That's she's calling that extortion. If you sue me for $3 million for something I did not do, you're trying to extort me for money. Okay. You then invited me to this event just to give me that lawsuit, that extortion case, blah, 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 blah. But in court, she's saying the court said there is no defamation. So Karen's case was thrown out, and the judge said that Jessie can then go for legal fees that Karen would have to pay her. So that's the gist of the whole Jessie and Karen shit. Okay, so do y'all all get that? So that's what's kind of going, not surviving Karen. But that's the gist of what it was. It was crazy to me that people were posting stuff, making it seem like it was all over the place, and it took me forever to get to the basis, the basicness of what it was. Okay. So Jessie Wu's point was Karen out here scamming to get money from folks, and she will fake sue you to get the money and then record what's going on to embarrass you in the industry, because she's go back to the job title, because she is a social and digital media marketing strategist. So she know how to get information, pass it throughout the industry to get you bad press, to get people to not want to work with you. That's what she is saying was going on. Okay, so again, that was Jessie's shit. Okay, now she was on Clubhouse this week. Yeah, I think it was yesterday, talking about all of this. Okay, and in the conversation, I got two clips. I got one clip of her talking about Jessie Wu, and the second one breaking down the thing with Joyner Lucas. Okay, we'll get on Jason Lee in 1 second. But this is the basis of what she said was going on with Jessie Wu.
Yeah, it's like I'm having a conversation where it's like people in this business, you know what it is. It's like, don't fake call me the Olivia Pope shit. You know what she do? She get her fucking hands dirty. With Jason's situation, I got my hands dirty. I apologize for that. But Keita, I didn't know about her situation. Her and I will talk offline. Just wants the fame from this. I'm not owning that, because this was somebody I was once friends with. So I'm not gonna go and do the B word, the this, the that. And what she's even offended by is because now I don't have a problem with that other girl. And we weren't supposed to have a problem. If Jess would have just put us on the phone, people be wanting to do all this for the extras for what? And the same.
So that was the basis of her saying Jessie Wu is doing all of this and taking this to social media for attention, is what Karen is saying. Karen is saying how she's being messy for attention. That we were friends, she could have talked to me, is what Karen is saying. Okay, but again, that's the gist of what it is. Now, she's not admitting to the fake event or any of that. Her whole thing is, well, Jessie wants some attention. Now, my opinion, okay? Do I think Karen was right in giving her a fake lawsuit? No. Do I think she, in some kind of way, underhandedly try to play Jessie? I do. I do. Just based on why would you have her come to an event that you know it ain't an event to serve her a lawsuit? And again, if y'all are friends, as you just said in your thing, if y'all are friends and she could have called you, it should have never went to the courts in the first place. If you want her to call you to have a conversation, not take to social media, why couldn't you talk to her and not take it to court? Again, so that's the whole, Karen and Jessie thing. Now I want to get on to her and Joyner Lucas. Now this is the basics of her and Joyner, okay? Joyner Lucas and his manager accused Karen of sending an itemized list of services and not completing them once payment was received. Karen Silver claimed that the money was used to pay different people in the industry for services to help get Joyner noticed in the industry, but that process takes longer to show results because success is not overnight. And Joyner Lucas insists he was scammed. Okay, scammed. Now, Joyner Lucas is a rapper. I sometimes get him confused with Dave East only if I see a picture of them, not if I, hear them. I know the difference, but sometimes they kind of look alike. So again, that's the basis of Joyner Lucas' issue with Karen. I paid Karen $60,000, okay, to do what she do. What's the job title again? Okay, as a social and digital media marketing strategist. He paid her $60,000 to help him pop, to help him get popping, because again, she had worked with other folks in the past. Again, paid her $60,000, and he and his team feel like we paid her this money, and she did not do what she was supposed to do with that. And Karen's point is, well, I pay people to do shit, but it doesn't mean that it's going to happen instantly. Okay, it will not be overnight. Now, here is a clip of her talking again on Clubhouse about her and Joyner. Okay, now listen up.
When somebody hires you, let me explain this for people in here. When somebody hires you, you do not keep the full fund. I don't get to walk away, and I don't even think it was $60,000. I think he's going off Cam's number from when he was mad I did Tax Stone's interview. But this is not even referring to Cam. He's referring to $60,000, whatever the number was at the time. He has the contracts, right? I believe he posted. That goes to a radio person was hired, a PR person was hired, a mix show person was hired. There are people that allotted to that budget. It wasn't only me. I'm sorry that you felt as though you weren't where you needed to be. Because at the same time I was working with him, I was also working Dave East. And I'll never forget what pissed him off to a point that he said, I'm fucking fed up. It was an NBA 2K event. I think it was 2K, but it was a basketball event. I told him to get there at a certain time. He came like an hour or 2 hours later, and he had to wait, and he was pissed. At the time, it was in New York, and I was in LA, and he was pissed that he had to wait. He called me. They called me a few days later while I was on vacation. I'm sorry if I'm in another country. It's my birthday. I'm allowed to have some time off, and I couldn't get right back to you. The one thing I say I'm going to take from this, and this is something that I have to realize, I have to remember when certain talent come into this and they see you work with a Nipsey or YG or a Jeezy or whoever else, they assume, they be like, you know what, I'm going to get the same hotness. It takes time. It takes time. It's not something that's built overnight. And I actually want to have a conversation with him. But he didn't want to have a conversation with me. He wanted to have a conversation on social. Nobody took anything from you. Because if you want to say that, it's like it was a plethora of people hired. And I put that in my statement back. Like, I tried to have a real conversation with you this morning. Like, yo, let's get to the bottom of this. Because I don't like you feeling like this. I don't want you to walk around thinking I took this from you or I made you feel some type of way. This is shit from 7 years ago. 7 years ago. I'm not saying I'm the toughest person in the world, but I've seen you before. You didn't say anything to me. I know you got a woman. So it's just like, if anybody would have felt away, like there's so many different ways. I didn't get legal papers, nothing. It just goes on Twitter because you know what? It goes back to that saying, oh, somebody's kicking her back in. That's the last time he did it. When somebody else was kicking my back in, he said, let me jump in on this too.
So that was her thing with Daisy. So that was way more information. Her point was, you paid me a certain amount of money. I then had to pay other people to do things, and you did not want to be patient enough for it all to work out. She also brings up how at one point he got pissed off because he did not have access to her like he thought he should have. Now, when I seen him on, I didn't want to record all the. It was so much Clubhouse conversation. Clubhouse is like a chat room that people go into in this chat. Someone created a chat room. I think it was called like Karen Scheming or whatever. Karen went in there. Joyner Lucas was in there. Jason Lee was in there. I think at one point Jessie Wood was as well. So a lot of them was in there talking. It was a mess. It was a whole mess. Okay. I do think a little bit she was talking in circles, but at the same time I get what she meant. And right, she was saying how it had been 7 years, that it happened or whatever, but that don't mean nothing either. So her whole thing was, one, you or anyone could have came and talked to me before now. Two, y'all only coming out because of what Jessie Woo's doing and Jason Lee is doing. And three, what I feel is a big point is you can't pay someone 60 grand and feel like they're going to make you be famous, because no one can make you be famous. However, because Karen had helped other people get famous in one way or the other, I think Joyner felt like, well, you are the person who does this, so why could you not do it for me? You know what I'm saying? And so it's like a little bit of it do seem shady on her part, but a little bit of it also was a bit of naivety on Joyner Lucas's part, because what they also brought up was his investors had gave him like a 500,000. He had 500 grand, and the 60 was the last amount that he had left that he then paid Karen. Now Karen also brought up out of the 60, she did not keep the full 60. So she don't owe him 60. She got about $12,000 for her services, and then she paid other folks to do other things. He just didn't pop. Yeah, so he was trying to pay 60 grand to get famous. And so this is what people say when they say people be having payola, meaning you will pay someone to repeatedly play your records. You will pay someone to make you pop versus the world is really liking what you do and you get popular. So it's weird. Okay. I want to hear Anthony say, yeah, it's going to be funny to hear the radio people discuss this tomorrow. Not only the Breakfast Club, but also on Hot 97 and any of these other stations that have connections to Karen. Karen has connections in the industry, so much so that the Jasmine brand did not post their own story. The Jasmine brand reposted Hollywood Unlocked story. And I took a screenshot of it on my phone. And they just says, editor's note, over the weekend, multiple stories began trending online about Karen Civil, Joyner Lucas, Jason Lee, and more. In the post, Jason Lee challenged us and other platforms who benefit from the relationship with Karen or get a bag because of this to cover this story. Just to clarify, we don't get bags from Karen Civil or any other artist or talent. The owners of the site, which is Jasmine and Mahir, have always emphasized us to attempt to be as fair as possible in a business that can be beyond messy at times. With that said, here is Hollywood Unlocked. So the Jasmine brand, who was a huge brand themselves, did not even do their own story per se. They reposted what Jason said. So to me, that's not even being fair, because y'all won't report on it or give y'all opinion on it how y'all usually do. Y'all just reposted another brand story who has a direct issue. Okay, so it's gonna be weird. I think some people do feel like Karen be on bullshit, and some folks feel like she may make people feel like she can do things, but she can't. Now, even with Jessie Woo, she was saying how Karen was trying to block her from doing shit behind closed doors. Okay, so again, that's what all of them are saying. She was taking money to do things that she was not doing, or she was trying to block me from doing things or whatever because she was mad. So that's whatever. Yeah, the blogs showed their hand was no one, nobody. The reason I was not going to report on it because it was so much stuff scattered about, and no one of a credible, no credible blog had really picked it up yet. Jason, to me, I can't fully only go by his stuff because he's directly involved. So sometimes you want an unbiased opinion who knows more than you do. And I'm like, the Borderload ain't saying shit. You know, the Jasmine, no one has said much at all. It was, I was like, what's going on here? What's happening? And it really wasn't until today that more blogs started picking it up. And I think it's because she went on Clubhouse. Okay. So, now she devious and I don't like it. It's a lot. I'm gonna read some of y'all comments just to see. Maybe she did maybe he didn't get at her when he does it because well, she mentioned how he has a since we're gonna get famous. I wrote a Karen, 500K Karen's banking. Well, no, she didn't get the full 500K. He had that amount before he even got to her. He'd already spent other money doing other things, and that was the last 60 he had left to try to, make some pop. Okay. But you cannot be out here assuming that paying someone to help you pop will work. I've always said you have to put in the work. Okay. And that's really what it is. Jessie Wu won part of her condo suit. She did. She did. Right. And the blog's supposed to be for the people. It's definitely all about relationships. But that's what we have to realize too. In this business, it is about who you know and who you have not pissed off. Because if you piss off the wrong person, you know, it makes them not want to either one work with you or they ruin your name in the business. That's how we were saying even before for the Ool First panel. Because we review shows and give our honest opinions, sometimes it's harder for us to book people because we have already said how we feel. And they don't want to feel like, we're going to pick them apart. It's like, no, we can be very biased in an interview. You know what I'm saying? So even as bloggers and YouTubers, we have to be careful to not burn bridges that we don't even really know we want or not. You know what I'm saying? Because some folks they don't go on her show or don't go on their show. They talk. You know what I'm saying? It really is. It depends. But in this round, Karen was helping folks, not go further in their career. So lastly, I want to get on her and Jason Lee. Okay, now boom. Jason Lee accused Karen of paying the hacker to hack and delete his Instagram because she wanted stories deleted from his page. Karen admitted to having someone hack and delete his Instagram, saying that Olivia Pope has to get her hands dirty, that she apologized to him or whatever, and claimed she felt bad about doing it. Now, I heard that audio in full. Okay, I just did not think to record it. And wait, do I have it? I'm gonna share my screen with you all so y'all can see this because she did. Where's my baller alerts? Boom. Okay, I hope y'all can see that, and I hope y'all can hear this conversation.
And I did what I had to do, and I apologized and got back to Jason. Jason called me upset, flipping, like, why the fuck would you do this? This is how I eat. I can own my bullshit for that. Yes, of course. Me and him, I apologized to him. We spoke on the phone. He probably did record it. And you can hear my apology on it, and I gave it to him. Then this funeral happened. I gave him tickets to that. I thought we spoke to each other in Hollywood at an event. I thought it was cool. Then the most recent videos, I know he don't get along with other bloggers. And I'm assuming, for my take, I thought he thought I teamed up with him. Nah. How Jason felt before that was his feelings. But I apologize to him. But again, like I said, certain times Terry got an expiration date, so he's allowed to feel how he wants to feel. But my conscience is clear from it because I apologized to him on the phone. So who was next? I hit this game. Yeah, I hit this nigga. Nobody promised him $20,000. Nobody promised him a rap career, nothing like that. He decided to double back and tell you some stuff. Jason called me about it. I admitted it to Jason. See, that's what he's not including in here. I admitted it to Jason. Jason and I apologized to Jason. Gave Jason the person's info at Instagram. Got him verified. Thought it was copacetic because because afterwards, Jason hit me about Nip's funeral, and I thought we were cool. But yeah, he's absolutely right. Me and him did have a back and forth, and it was a lot of shit. So when he goes on his rant and his tangent, and he's upset, he got a right to be upset. Me and him would go back and forth in war, because that's one person I'll agree on. Me and him didn't see eye to eye, but the most recent stuff is confusing to me because I thought we apologized to one another, but at the same time, I can't. His hurt doesn't have an expiration date, so I can't be mad at him.
So, again, she is admitting to what she did to Jason Lee, that she did hire a 17-year-old hacker to hack his IG and have it deleted. And it was gone. It was down for months. Okay, it was down for a few months at that point in time. And she helped him get it back months later. But the fact that you did it, to me, show how underhanded you can be. And I feel like if you're admitting to doing that to him, you've done that to other people because you knew how to go about doing it. You know what I'm saying? And that to me shows I can't trust that you're saying that you did not do other things. Okay, I feel like even you saying, well, yeah, I did it, but I apologize. Yeah, I did it, but we was at war. I'm like, how the fuck was you at war? And it was because he would not take down. Jason Lee had wrote a story about, someone came out against Karen at that point in time. Somebody who said that she had owed him $17,000, and they put the story up on the site, and she wanted them to take it down. And because they would not take down the story, she hacked the man's Instagram and had it removed. And to me, how can you support someone who literally was upset that someone whose job is to blog about the gossip and shit, and so they're doing their job, and someone came out with something against you, and he reported the story, and because you were saying he would take it down, you illegally had his stuff taken down. Now, Jason has came out and said that he is going to absolutely sue Karen since she has admitted to doing that, because it's a fucking illegal. And the bad thing about that is, whoever she had him contact at IG gonna not be involved because y'all are allowing people to illegally take people's pages down out of spite. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? What is going on? Okay, so again, it was Jessie Wu, Joyner Lucas, Jason Lee. Now, Keita, who is close friends with, I think, somebody within Nipsey Hussle's entourage or whatever, she put up too. So this is what she put up. Karen Silver, get the fuck off Clubhouse lying. Nipsey fired your dumb ass long before he passed away. You sit on this app lying, saying you got him every deal he had. Niggas, you came around after the work was already put in. You didn't come up with pounds to pay. You was a bitch doing interviews. I'm on your fucking neck, bro. I told you yesterday you're going to apologize for every lie you said. How you apologize, then backpedal. I'm sorry, y'all. So again, her point was, hold on, y'all, like the video. My throat was dry. I'm sorry, y'all. But anyway, Keita was just in how, Karen has been trying to act like she was helping people, but she really wasn't. And that she is a... Why am I coughing so bad? But again, she be lying. So that was one person who also brought up how she be on bullshit, okay? Meek Mill even came out and brought up how he had, issues with her, how Karen was my friend and turned on me for an opportunity to start having the blog posting negative things about me on some conspiracy shit. So he brought that up, okay? And I'm like, yep, that's what happens. God damn it. Let's have some water. But he said, I forgave her, but I definitely don't want to deal with her, the injury people. That's very, very true. And he said people thought he was high and ranting, but you know what I'm saying? He's not mad at her, but again, she did what she did. Hold on, y'all. like, am I choking to death, honey? I'm here, but Lord Jesus. So, beside Big Meal saying that, Roland Ray. Okay, Roland Ray also put up. I'm like, how did Roland Ray get into this? But he got into it too. He brought up how Karen and Nikki. Okay, Nikki paid Karen to get my ID shut down in 2018 when I kept coming for her. Jessie not lying. I just mind my business now and waited for her to come, her time to come. Lord, Lord, Lord. And then one of YG's artists just put up too how he got done the same way as Joyner Lucas when I paid her to help my career and nothing ever popped off and I did not hear back from her. So many, not put your arms in the air. Oh, that's right. But it was just a little tickle in my throat. But again, so many people have the same story. But I also heard someone saying, I think I was on Joe Budden was in the clubhouse room too, talking to whoever, and he brought up how other famous folk who work with Karen don't have this issue. So why is it that these other artists who haven't popped are the only ones coming forward? And I think it could be other folk just did not want to speak out because she has so much pull in the industry. You know, Joyner Lucas said how because he knew how much pull she had, he did not say anything. Okay. Wait, Jason's attitude towards women is vile. I understand the blogging, but that man needs the lessons when speaking on about all women. Look, a lot of people in the industry are vultures. Okay. You're being very kind to her. She straight up sounded like an American Greek. Look, the reason I can't look, she hasn't done anything to me for one. All of these things are alleged for two. So I don't have a reason to be anything except just telling y'all what's going on. I don't have a foot in this race. I ain't involved. So it's not that I'm being nice or kind to her. I'm just telling y'all what the facts are. That's it. That's it. I don't care. I wasn't gonna comment on it because at first it was just Jessie Woo. It wasn't that big. I'm like, okay, now it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I don't have a dog in this fight. So do I think she's guilty or innocent? I think she's done things over the years to manipulate situations. I think she's done things over the years to help and hinder people who she either likes or dislikes. Those are all facts. I do, because the fact that she admitted to hindering Jason Lee because she did not like him is a fact, because she said that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if she's done that to him, she's done that to other folks. When she brought up how you can't call me Olivia Pope if you don't realize I have to get my hands dirty, meaning she's done other things that maybe have not came out yet. So yeah, yeah. So it's this stuff, and not only that, Cameron said years ago that Karen was on some bullshit, and people, went at his neck and said how he don't like black women. So they ignored him. So even he said, okay, can I get an apology now? Because a Haitian woman is coming out saying what she did to her. Jason Lee, Joyner Lucas, Keita. So there's other people coming out, and we don't know who else could want to speak up and say, the same thing happened to me. I think the thing we have to know is you cannot pay anybody to help you pop. You can't. If they could, I would pay people to make me pop on YouTube. No, I want to build up my shit on my own. Okay? Right. I'm just giving y'all the facts on the confusion about Karen being a Karen and one with other. But I have no dog. And because it all just happened over the weekend or whatever, I'm sure more will come out about it. But again, those are the simple facts of what happened. Okay? And I mean, Karen, Joyner, Jessie, and Jason will probably proceed to have more conversations or more shots at each other in the next coming weeks. But I do want to see how the radio stations are going to report on this in the morning. Because again, I listen every morning. I listen to the Breakfast Club, Hot 97, but there are other stations around the world, Craig, who should be reporting on this come Monday morning. because Karen said what name was too big for this not to be a topic of conversation. And the fact that we have not seen many folk comment on this is because her pull is that tough. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying anyone who was her friend should ditch her, but if y'all were aware of her dirty deeds and how she did things, that's on y'all. But we also know the music industry is a dog eat dog world. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. And that's why some folks will pay people to help them get over those barriers. But if you pay someone to do things and you feel like she did not do that, you have a right to be pissed. Jessie Woo is the only one who Karen like took to court for defamation because Jessie was saying how Karen was on some bullshit. You know? So yeah, just her admitting to having his page taken. People don't get how hard it is to gain a following on social media. Okay, I think on IG I only have maybe 6,700 people that follow me. On my IG, yeah, I'm at 6829. It takes hard work to build up a following of people to follow your content or whatever and enjoy whatever it is you're doing. So Jason at that point, his IG had got, as he says, like maybe 2 million subscribers. I mean, sorry, 2 million followers on IG, and to have that taken away because that's how that man eat. I don't eat off IG. I eat off my regular job, but also YouTube. So for us, even having our YouTube page taken down, that shit hurts because it hurts our pockets. So Karen took down that man's whole IG page solely because he would not remove a story that someone said about her. She took down his whole IE hat, had the thing hacked. So for months, and that's, you have to start over from scratch. That shit is hard. So the fact that she did that, to me, don't sit right with me. To me, that means she on some fuck shit. Because if I don't like someone, I'm not going to actively be sitting around trying to destroy their business. If I don't like you, I don't fuck with you. And if you write a story about me, and if it's false, I will sue you before illegally hacking the system to delete your damn page. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. It's not just him, it's his employees, it's whoever else is involved in his business. So her admitting to, yeah, I did that, you know what I'm saying? I did that. Okay, cool. So to me, if you did that, you can do anything because that was sneaky and underhanded. Because if the hacker had not went to Jason Lee because you did not fully pay him, Jason Lee would not have known. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's all a bunch of craziness that I feel like, even though, yes, messing people's coins, and even though she has the right to defend herself and be on Clubhouse or whatever and saying A, B, C, D, E, F, and G about what did or did not happen, at the end of the day, you admitted to doing that, and that's crazy. But that's all I have for y'all, because that is the whole shebang of what everything basically is. I've tried my best to break it down in layman's terms to what happened for each little story and who else is adding things on here and there. So I hope y'all all got what I meant. Okay, now if anything happens further, I'll discuss it later on or whatever. But again, I'm like, y'all don't even know how hard it was to get all of that to make sense enough to come talk about it to y'all. But I hope I did a good job, despite the sound issues in the meantime. I'm gonna choke to death for no reason. I hope y'all had a good evening. I am about to log off. I want you all to enjoy the rest of the weekend, which is only a few hours left. Okay, I'm going to do Chance's stupid ass show. I have to do Salt Lake City's show. I have to do Potomac show. I have to do 90 Day Fiancé. I have 4 shows to do, 2 nights. So again, thank you for coming in and tuning in and having a good time with me. I will see you when I see you. Gotta go. Peace.